Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. It is Friday evening at 7:30, and this is Connie's Craft Along. So welcome. I'm so happy that you are joining me this evening. Hopefully you've had an awesome week, and now, happy Friday! It's the weekend. They sing a song on my Moose Radio that we have here at the cottage. It's sort of a small town radio station, but the morning guy he's kind of fun. So every Friday he plays Friday's a medley of all the Friday songs from all genres of music. So it's lots of fun. I'm not going to do that. No worries. You won't have to listen to me sing to you because we want to keep it a happy Friday. So if you are here and joining me, do say hello. Let me know that you're on. If you're watching a replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know that you were stopped by, and hopefully I can inspire you with some fun crafting. I have an awesome fun fold for you this evening. It's one that I'll say I found because I was, you follow people and you find things, but this was a demonstrator friend of mine, good friend, Tamara Bertram. She's out in Edmonton, Alberta, and I love her. She's my kind of people. She's fun, and she's a little wacky and wild and crazy, sort of like someone we know. Hello, Lorna, and welcome. I'm glad you could join me this evening. I was just saying we have a really neat fun fold, a little bit of an unexpected fun fold. I found anyway when I first saw it. It's like, oh, I didn't think I was going to do that. Look at that! Isn't that fun? So that's what we're going to do tonight. What else do I need to share with you before we get started? I did give you the ingredients to cut for one, and I suggested that you may want to cut for more than one. I cut for 1.5 because I had cut, and then I thought, well, I have to assemble this. So I made the card, and now I don't have pieces to make sometime in the next hour. So I may, maybe I'll jump up and grab some bits and pieces and finish, or, maybe we'll just gab or something. So I don't know. Anyway, shall we get started? We're here to craft. Why the heck are we not crafting yet? Okay, let's put this down to the table and we can get crafting. Alrighty, so here are the things that we need. A card base that is 5.5 by 4.25, which I understand is a little bit of an odd size for a card base because it's, how do you open the card? Not from this card base. Just saying. It will all come together. You can trust me on that. And then you need a piece of designer series paper that is 5.25 by 4, and another piece that is 3 by 4. And I called it designer series paper 1 and 2. And hopefully you saw from the picture that I have used different patterns. You absolutely can use the same pattern if that's what you would like to do, but it should at least be a coordinating pattern. I like different patterns, so I've used 2 different ones, and these are from the Storybook Gnomes designer series paper in the July to December mini catalog. So these little gnomey guys are so cute. What's on the back of this one? Oh, we have all sorts of little woodland animals, but I like the trees. I don't know, something about this row of trees just kind of called to me. And then on the back of this one, we have little gnome homes for the gnomes that live in the trees, or in the mushrooms. I don't even know where gnomes live. Anyway, there's the gnomes. We're going to use that. Then we have a couple of pieces of cardstock. One piece that is 8.5 by 3.25, and it is scored in the middle at 4.25. And then a second piece that is 3 by 3.5. Okay, that. Then we need a piece of basic white or very vanilla, depending on the background from your designer series paper. 2 3/4 by 3 1/4, and then some sort of a scrap for a sentiment. And this is a die cut from the tree trimming, I think is the name of the dies. It is the dies that go with the trimming the tree stamp set, which I'm just going to use the sentiment. Well, the sentiment and this little star maybe for the inside, but I'm not doing a whole lot of stamping. But this trimming the tree stamp set is in the annual catalog. Donna, hello, Donna. Oh my gosh, I was just, I'm so happy you were here because last night at our team crafting, you weren't there. And I think you've been on one of my lives not too long ago, but I haven't seen you a whole lot lately. And I was commenting that I haven't chatted with Donna in forever, and I haven't talked to her much, and I need to catch up with her. So I was thinking, I hope she's on tonight and says hello. And if she's not on tonight, I'm gonna message her and find out what she's up to and what she's doing. But here you are. Not that we can't do that anyway, Donna. We'd love to have a chat with you and catch up. But I'm so happy that you're here. I hope you've been keeping well and probably been busy over the summer like most of us. But anyway, good to see you on. Yes, so trimming the tree is in the annual catalog, and right now for the month of September, so only for another week, the Perfect Partners dies that are available for some of the stamp sets that didn't previously have dies has a die for this trimming the tree. I think, as I say, I think it's called tree trimming or something along those lines. Anyway, it has dies to coordinate with the pieces in this stamp set and some extras for decorating and things. So it's an awesome set of dies, and it coordinates with this. So that is where this comes from. Okay. Then you also need a die cut, a punch, a fussy cut, something of interest, just a something, something to decorate your card with. So I have cut, and again, this is from those same dies. This tree obviously coordinates with this tree. If I had stamped this, I could have cut it out with this outside die. But because I was on copper foil, I just did this inside die, which adds detail. And this it cuts through where it cuts, so you can pop it up and just kind of lift these guys if you want to give it some texture, or you can just kind of leave them flat, and it's almost like it's embossed. You see lines, but they're not cut out. Okay, cool. That's very shiny in the camera, isn't it? We'll just set that over there a little bit. And then you will need some stamps, some ink, some embellishments, adhesive, all the usual things. You will need your bone folder. You don't need any other tools tonight. Not like it was last week where we needed the trimmer because we chopped up what we made. So, okay. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold this piece that is 8 1/2 by, I say, good memory, but short, 8 1/2 by 3 1/4, and I scored at 4 1/4. So little tip, just because I haven't mentioned this a whole lot lately, when you score something, there is, and I don't know that I can show it on here, that is a valley, because that's where my score blade oops, sorry, didn't mean to cause motion sickness. My score blade ran in there and made a little valley. And then on the flip side, we have a mountain. So this is where it sort of poked the paper up. You always want to fold in to your mountain. So I'm going to close that over the mountain, which is a little bit counterintuitive. And I was crafting with some friends recently, and I just happened to mention it, and they sort of went, What? I'm sure I had told them previously, but they had forgotten. So I thought it might be a good idea to mention that. My phone is ringing and I'm going to choose to ignore it. Unfortunately, I do not have an answer machine at the cottage. Um, so I'm not sure how loud that is, but I know my husband is outside, so I cannot actually get him to answer that. Alrighty, so what we are going to do is take this folded piece and we are going to glue it onto the card base. I am going to glue mine to the left side. You can put it in where you'd like. You can center it. You can put it to the right side. Actually, maybe I'll put it to the right side. I haven't done one like that. When Tamara did her card. Oh, you can't hear it. Okay, good. Well, I heard it. It seemed very loud, but it's gone now. So anyway, um, when Tamara made her card, she had hers centered off to the left. And so, of course, when you're casing something, at least initially, you tend to make it exactly like the sample that you're looking at. And then after that, you sort of go a little bit, out on the wild and do your own thing. So I'm going to put this one over on this side. And there's no spot that it has to be, any distance over the edge or anything. But I'm just going to put it about there. You just want to make sure that it is in line with the top of the card and the bottom of the card. And then just flip that over to give it a nice press down. Okay. And then once we've done that, we can put the 5 1/4 by 4 piece of cardstock over top and hide. The bottom still sticks out. You could have cut it shorter, but then you would have a lump in your card. I'm not altogether certain where Tamara put hers, whether she put hers on the outside or the inside, but I put mine on the inside. So then we are going to put the 5 1/4 by 4 designer series paper down onto there. And give that a nice press. There we go. Okay. At some point, I do need to stamp my sentiment, but we can keep going it. Well, no, here, you know what? I'll put some glue on here now, or put the lid on the glue. I'm going to do my stamping now, so I'm going to stamp this, and I'm going to stamp this before I assemble it. Back to that. Okay, so I have Pool Party ink, and I have a sentiment from this Trimming the Tree. I'm using Happy Holidays, which is peace and joy. I had Happy Holidays from one of my other cards, but yeah, we'll just stick with Happy Holidays. It will work. They're all good. And my ink pad was really inky, and so I had kind of pushed some of the ink away here today, but I don't recall where I pushed it from. So, but when you're doing relatively fine line stamps, if your ink pad is really juicy, that came out okay. Good. This is sort of borderline. You can see that. It's almost filled in on the P's and the L and the D and things because my ink pad is so juicy. So if it is too juicy, if you just take a plastic spoon and sort of push the ink to one edge, then you won't get as much ink onto the stamp if you use the part where you push the ink away. If that makes sense. Sounded confusing to me, but anyway, you can read that says Happy Holidays. So I'm just gonna take that, and then I'm just going to add some little stars on the bottom here, just for a little decoration. And that is all the stamping that we need to do for this guy. thirsty here. Okay, so now we are ready to assemble some more of these bits and pieces. Actually, we're ready to finish off. Okay, so this basic white piece is going to go onto the pool party layer. Just pull that out, use that. And tucked in here. Oh, so I mentioned the perfect partners. Those dies will be available until the end of September. And if you purchase any of those dies, or in fact the whole bundle, if you don't have, I actually bought the trimming of the tree as a bundle because I hadn't purchased the stamp set, and when the dies came out, it's like, okay, well, I could have been looking at it. Now's the time. Let's get it all. But I did have the birthday piggy. I already had that stamp set, so then I just purchased the dies. So you can purchase just the stamp set. You always could, and now you may purchase just the dies, or you can purchase the whole bundle. If you purchase the bundle, it comes with bundle pricing, so you will save 10%. So that's kind of a really cool thing. And in addition to that, I will send you a tutorial package for the perfect partners. Now, I will be very upfront and say that I do not have tutorials for the Yeti set or the Canyon, Waterfall Canyon or something, I believe is the name. I am part of a group, and we said, hey, let's do tutorials. And there was a few of us available to do tutorials for this promotion. There was not enough of us available to do tutorials for everything, and nobody had the Yeti or the Canyon dies, so we weren't able to do tutorials for those. So I don't have tutorials for those, but I do have tutorials for all of the others, and I will send those to you as my gift for cut this a little bit smaller, for purchasing something from the Perfect Partners promotion. Okay. So I am going to put this tree. So I have put dimensionals just on this one side. It's kind of glarish. Because I'm going to attach the tree to this flap, and of course you want this flap to open, so you don't want it to go down onto that part. Okay, so make sure you only put dimensionals or adhesive, however you are adhering this, make sure you only put that on the part that is on the flap that you're going to lift. Otherwise, you'll never be able to get into your card. There we go. And then I'm also going to pop up the sentiment. So again, I'm going from something with dimensionals to something without. And when you're doing that, I'm going to put a dimensional under this end. But I don't want to make this end any higher than it already is, because it's already going to be lifted to sit on the tree. So I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue on here. And then I can put that right on here. I'm covering up a gnome. Sorry, Mr. Gnome, but it would stick a whole lot better. I highly recommend that you take the backing off of the dimensional when you're ready to stick it down. It works so much better. There we go. Okay, and then we just need some bling. Gotta have some bling on here. And I think these are copper. but I'm not. Oh, yes, they're very similar copper. But I was thinking I should put something on the top of the tree. I didn't cut a star or anything. I don't know. Not sure what I have that would work. But here we have the glossy dots. There is a brilliant yellow glossy dot. You could use kind of like a star. I don't know. That's a lot of something. And these are pool party airplanes. Fun. Oh, I like those. I'll use some of these. I suppose we could put a big blue pool party one on the top, couldn't we? That might work quite nicely, actually. Yes, I think that works. And then we'll just kind of sprinkle some of these where we want this. We want some over here. We'll do another one here. Someone's probably going to tell me they can't do, an even number, but it's an odd number on the card. That is the tree topper. I think these looking like just to get them out of alignment. How's that? There we go. So when you look at it, it just sort of looks like a typical card front with a couple different pieces of paper and some layers and things. And then, kind of a fun fold. Anyway, I don't know. I got very excited when I saw it. I'm not sure why. It struck me as being a sort of unexpected. And I think that's why it was like, oh my gosh, look at that. It's a fun fold. How cool. Yes. So that was my big aha moment or something, I guess. And yeah. So I did make a couple of other samples. I'm looking at the time. It might be a short night tonight. So this is very much like the card that Tamara had shared. I pretty much cased this exactly as it was to kind of learn what to do and how to do. She used, it looked like Night of Navy in the photo. And I have used Starry Sky, but very much like this. This is the Wonderful Snowflakes vellum. So there's one piece that is shimmery, and or like one set of pieces. There's three of each. So you get 3 of the shimmery ones and then 3 of these fuzzy ones. These are fuzzy. It's like they're flocked or velveteen or something. So they're fuzzy papers. So they've got little snow dots, and then we have larger snowflakes. Oh no, this is the Wonderful Snowflakes. Oh dear, I didn't write down what that vellum is called. It's in the July to December mini catalog. It's the Snowflake Vellum, I think is what it's called actually. And then these are the Wonderful Snowflakes. These were in the catalog last year, and they brought them back again this year. So they're sort of iridescent, but these are all cut out for you. You just punch them out of a page. So they're super easy to use, which is wonderful. And there again is my happy holidays. And then inside, I just put some bows on this one. So that is that one. And this one, as I say, was on the left side. That was how Tamara had done her card when I first cased. And then I did this one with some fall colors. So this is a little bit different in that it doesn't have, an element here and then a stamp sentiment. The sentiment is my element. And then I have some other embellishments that I put over here. So this is, it's called Metallic Shimmer 6x6 specialty paper. And there are 3 colors in the package. There is black, evening evergreen, and Cajun craze. So this is the Cajun craze. So the black and the evening evergreen can be suitable for Christmas cards or anything. The Cajun craze, at least in my mind, is not at all Christmas, but it is very fall-like. So there you go. And this is from the Gingham Cottage package, all those ginghams and plaids in that large package of designer series paper, and it covers all sorts of colors. So it's awesome. And the dies and the stamp are from the um, Simply Chic stamp set. No, Season of Chic. Season of Chic. And these are from the Chic dies. And I did do those with adhesive sheets because they're kind of skinny for gluing on. This is the Amazing Thanks dies. So you get 2 layers. You get Amazing Thanks and You in the die set, and there's 2 layers. So there's your background layer as well as the top layer, which I did in gold, copper, gold, brushed metallic um, paper. So that is one of the golds in that pack. And then this metallic shimmer is, hopefully you can see that. It's like it's got clear embossing over the whole thing. It's very, very shimmery. So that is that card. So there we go. Those are the cards that I have to share. It's only 8 o'clock, but I don't have any other cards to make. So, oh gosh, I'm sitting in the dark here. Don't know. And you know, sometimes I don't even move and the light seems to change. There, it's a little bit better. I wore my Blue Jays t-shirt today because we're coming down to the end of the regular season. We're getting ready for the postseason. Hoping for the Blue Jays to, you know, do really well. So it's my, every now and again I have to wear the shirt to encourage them to play well, play well. They're at the Trop in Florida, and typically they struggle when they play there. So I'm, you know, giving them a little extra. Go Jays, go. Alrighty. I don't think I have anything else to share with you this evening. Card Club. Well, I say that and then I start to tell you things, don't I? So I take that back. Let's rewind. A couple other things I have to tell you. My Card Club is it is up and running. The October Club is closed if you are wanting to do it virtually, because I do not have time to prep and mail because it's running the first week of October. But if you are interested in coming in person, first week of October, I do have 2 spots still available, and I will be running that at 10 a.m. in the morning on Monday, October 3rd, or 7:30 in the evening. So it's your choice. And bring a friend. 2 spots, bring a friend. There we go. So you can let me know about that. But that is also a recurring club. So if you are interested in joining the Card Club, you may join anytime. And up until the 9th of the month, you will automatically receive the kit for the following month. After the 9th, you will be bumped another month. Does that make any sense? So if you join by September 9th, say, you would get the October class. So now we have until October 9th to get the November class. And then from October 10th on, you would be into the December class. So there's a fair amount of lead time there, but that is because you get $20 to $25 worth of product every month in that class. So I need time to order it and get it delivered, and then I need time to get the virtual kits out to people. I could have a later deadline for the in-person, but I just kind of made it all one date. So anyway, Card Club is out there. The card class, my monthly card class runs next week. So if you are registered for that, those kits have gone out. I did lose a date of Canada Post for the Queen's funeral. So I'm hoping that the kits arrive in time, hopefully early next week. But that class is next Wednesday. And I think that's about it for now. New weekly deals came out yesterday. So check on those. If you're placing an order and you think there might be something, you got yours today? Wow. That's awesome, Lorna. I am getting such good service from Canada Post getting to your house lately. But that's awesome. I'm glad because I was a little worried when it's like, oh, Canada Post not working on the Monday. Hope stuff is moving and it's in progress and everything. So anyway, alrighty. I think that's everything for tonight. Have an awesome weekend. Enjoy. I have no idea what the weather's supposed to be like, but I don't know what's like supposed to be like where I am. So I certainly don't know what it's supposed to be like where you are, but have an awesome weekend anyway, no matter what the weather does. It doesn't have to rule our weekend, does it? So have a good one. Thanks so much for joining me this evening. We will see you all again really soon. Bye for now.